there's a way to airbrush every single body type. There's no body type that can't get airbrushed. Basically, you're just going to have to find the best ways of airbrushing them in the best positions that they feel comfortable. But if they've got a lot of extra here, like I do, okay, you're going to have to find poses that are going to make it easier to airbrush in between those sections. And instead of airbrushing them and then having them drop their arms, okay, so maybe like the skin's going to overlay, you're going to have to do a lot of extra drying in between. You know what you can do? On these sections here, obviously you have a little bit more skin, okay? So normally you're going to do 2 coats on every single client, right? To ensure that the second coat you've airbrushed every single thing. Instead of just doing 1 coat here on the harder sections or the sections that you feel like are going to overlap, what you can do is go ahead and do 2 sections on that, dry really, really well, and then you can use a little bit of baby powder just to dust these areas, and it'll prevent the creasing and help it develop underneath the baby powder. That's probably the best way to do it. But there's really no type that can't get airbrushed. Are you an airbrush artist? Come on up. Audience participation. Caltan wasn't expecting that. Don't worry, you're going to look great. I promise you. Okay, so you're going to wipe the excess off just a little bit. Perfect.
You nervous?
Let's move over here so the audience can see. Okay, go ahead and relax your shoulders for me. Okay. Sometimes it's good to pose your clients so you can see kind of where the muscles sit and where the bones sit. So bring your shoulders forward for me. Okay, so you see you've got these lines that go right here, and you've got these lines that go down here. You've got a little chest bone line right here that you can kind of play with. Definitely some cleavage we're working with. Arms up a little bit. So we've got these rib muscles right here, and we're going to bring these lines straight down here. Now you see these shadows here? Mm-hmm. That's what we're working with. These are the lines that we're going to follow. We're going to follow the natural shadow lines of our body. Okay, so first we're going to start up here. We're going to outline right on top of the bone. So we're going to start here where the bone ends and work our way in very gently right on to the collarbone, and we're going to stop where the bone ends. That's great, and just give it a little bit, turn it now so you're using the bigger angle, and just make this section just a little. That's perfect. And now we're going to do the other side. That's perfect. A little bit more. Right here. You're going to match the side. You're going to shadow it. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, now stop. Then you're going to take your towel on your shoulder. You're going to start from the outside. You're going to blend in from out going in. In a back and forth motion. So instead of doing it this way where you're rubbing it off, this way you're actually rubbing it in. And you're going to not apply a lot of pressure. You're just going to kind of do it very gently. Is that gentle? So you see where the line's forming now and the solutions are actually already starting to develop here? Mm-hmm. Do the same. Yeah, back and forth, not up and down, because then you'll distort your lines. Perfect. Okay. Now she's got these great lines here. We're not going to give her too much, but we're just going to have her pull out her arms a little bit. We're just going to give her a little bit here from her collarbone, right down the side of this this pectoral muscle. Perfect. Go ahead and blend that in. Yeah. You're going to follow the lines. So however you make your lines is how you're going to blend in your lines. A little bit more. Add a little bit more. That's perfect. A little bit more. Blend that in really well. That's it. You see it now? See the difference? Mm-hmm. Let's do the other line. And we're going to follow the crease. Perfect. So don't go too in. Perfect. I'm going to blend that in for you, okay? So we're going to really follow the crease, like right here. Okay. Now, come over back this way because we've got this little bit of shadowing right here. This is what we call chest plate. We're just going to give it just a little brush here and a little brush there. And we're going to blend that in just like we brushed on. Apply a little bit more pressure. That's it. The other side. A little bit more. Yep. A little bit of cleavage. We're going to start from the inside. We're going to work our way out. Okay. So right where the breast line starts here, we're just going to give it just a little bit there, and just a little bit there. Maybe a little bit more there. Okay. Perfect. We're going to start in. We're going to blend our way out. You also definitely want to use the appropriate names for the appropriate body parts. You don't want to say boobs. You want to say breasts. You know, I mean, we are grown-ups, so. Arms all the way up for me. Now the stomach takes a little bit more practice. I always start with a line right down here, okay, wherever the client actually has the potential to have a six-pack, which she definitely does. So we're going to blend here, okay. Start with the rib cage. We're going to work our way in, okay. Down the stomach, we're going to skim right down here. We're going to use the side of the brush. Bring it back up with the other side. Perfect. Perfect. And now we're going to blend. Starting with the same section that you started with, we're going to blend up and down. Over to the sides. How your arms feel? Getting tired yet?
Just perfectly fine.
And we're going to bring this right down the side and blend it in really good. Now these muscles right here, okay, we're going to start with the front, and we're going to give it deep, and we're going to make this a little bit thicker here, and work all the way down. And just recreate the same shadowing on the other side. That's it. Make it a little thicker on the sides and thinner on the bottom. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now for the sides, you're going to start from down here, and you're kind of blend this in. And what you're doing is you're making this muscle here on the side thicker, so these lines appear to be a lot more concave. Got it? You know, for your airbrush artists who are starting out and who want to do contouring, I would get them a book on anatomy and have them study the muscles in the body, because that's a great tool to use. That's how I learned. Go ahead and relax your arms. I think it looks great. What do you think?
Cool.
Yeah? Start with the base coats? Go ahead and turn for me. We'll start with your back.